I don't think we started well enough. We just made the changes to get more aggressive with the ball. Hence the reason, Simi, I brought Simi and Leah in. And then, we make a mistake by giving the referee a decision to make, which I don't disagree with. So we put ourselves in a hole then. But I think the reality is that the whole reason, look, we have our structural situations. We know how to defend the box. We work on that. But it's also heart and desire. And it's the will to cover each other and be together. So I can promise you now, we don't do much work on going down to 10 players because it doesn't happen often. But we do work on that togetherness in the defensive structure. And I think that was the key difference, was to keeping the clean sheet intact.
Did it feel like you lacked maybe a game changer, like a Toon? I know she's out for a little while, but did it feel like there was someone, you just needed something like that?
I don't feel it was missing a game changer. I felt if we would have been at 11 players for a little bit longer, you'd have seen a bit more rhythm back to our way. So of course we miss Tooney, of course. We're a team that, she's one of the lifebloods of our team. So, but I don't think it was that. I just felt that we're just about to make changes to gain momentum, and then we put ourselves on the back foot a little bit. So it's something we have to learn from. We can't be doing that, especially in big games. So we'll have to assess it. But I'm so proud of the way the team reacted from that situation. Thank you.
Emma.
Hello, mate.
Not pinning this on Jade or anything, but that sending off, was that ultimately what cost you the chance to go for the win? Did you have to just essentially try and just secure a point? It definitely,
honestly, we definitely changed the way we approached the game. I'm not sure. Look, we were still trying to go for the win. It just becomes more difficult. I'm sure people can imagine. You're playing against the European champions at the Emirates. So no, we honestly didn't go. We didn't say, look, right, everybody. I could have gone into a back five before securing, but we kept the aggressive 4-4-1. So that we could counter. You're just going to have limited moments to do so. I felt today we were a little bit sloppy with the ball. There were moments we picked up in transition. They weren't clean enough, even though we'd spoken about it. So something we'll assess. But one thing I'd add to that, Em, is I can't stress enough, in the first part of the year, it was a game every 3 days. So the coaching opportunity comes minimal. In this first month of this new year, we've got work to do because we have a little bit of space to work on those attacking combinations and new players. So we've got to do a lot of work because then it becomes busy again.
And just in terms of that sort of result, given the context of being as 10 players, was that a point game as opposed to 2 points draw?
At the circumstance of the game, yes. Because of the way we're down to 10 players, yes. I still think we needed to be better in the second part of the first half, so I'm not going to resolve us of obligation to that, or responsibility, but in the context of the game, I felt that the team showed the exact spirit that we need them to if we're going to enter big games and run as far as we can in these 4 competitions.
Thank you. And just quickly on I suppose this issue of goalkeeping and time wasting. I suppose there was a feeling that Fallon used the opportunity after Riviere got sent off to go down and give the squad an opportunity to come together. I know a lot of the goalkeepers have done it in the league. But do you think, can you kind of understand the frustrations towards that as an issue, and do you think we're now getting to the point that something has to come into place to stop that?
I think the referees have tried, PGMOL have tried to put things in place. I think they've made it aware. Obviously, I think there's a sanction on the other side. Say one of our players gets injured accidentally by an opponent, they have to come off for 30 seconds. So you lose an advantage there when really it's probably not your fault. I think it's hard. I think what can you do if you pull those players off? In that moment, Fallon had something. The doctors went on to see that. So I can see the cynical side of it, and it does happen. But from our perspective, I'd happily explore that because we face it on a regular basis ourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you, Em.
Hi, Mark.
Hello, mate.
Do you feel the way your team was set up before the red card is a way kind of long term to win at these places and challenge for the WSL title, or is it just the way your team has set up right now, given where the squad is?
There's a little bit of both. What I'd say to you is, no, look, you have to be aggressive, but I think if you come to these games and you open yourself up, there's a lot of game kit. Most games are won in the second half, most games of football. So you have to have a balance. I think you can come to these grounds and get absorbed in the crowd. I actually quite liked our game management at times today. But what I'd like to see is just to be as aggressive as we are with the ball from the off. As I say, the first 15-20 minutes I felt that we started okay. We create the chance where we hit the bar, and then we just dropped our intensity, and that's something we need to fix. But no, I think there's balance to bigger games, but no, I don't want to see us be defensive. Especially the second part of the year, we've got to chase. We've got points to make up. So if we're ever going to finish near it, we've got to be aggressive in those games.
Have you spoken at all to Jade? Because obviously everyone
Not
makes
yet.
mistakes, but didn't seem like the smartest challenge to make when you're on a yellow card.
I mean, I'm sure she'd ask you the same. No, look, I'm with you. Look, it's not the smartest. It's not. But I'm not going to throw her under the bus. She's made a decision. It wasn't the right decision. She'll learn from it. We'll learn from it. I've not seen her yet. I'm sure I know in Jade, she'd be devastated. So from our perspective, I'm really happy the way the team responded. But look, she'll learn. We'll have words. We'll learn from it. But yeah, it's a moment of growth for her for sure. Thank you, Kit.
Tom.
Hello, Tom.
Hi Mark, appreciate it's quite a negative way to phrase it, given it's a decent away point with 10 players, but could be 11 points off Man City tomorrow.
Yeah.
Could you realistically be out the entire Wednesday?
I mean, I'm not going to say we're out of it. No, we're going to chase, Tom, as we always will. Man City have had the benefit of not having any European football, no distractions, but it only takes one moment of wobble. So sometimes you have to pray for that and hope that they can do that. But from us, all I can control, Tom, is trying to win the next game of football, the next one. We've put ourselves a little bit of a deficit, of course, a big tally. I'm sure no one's done it before. But actually, we've got to give ourselves a chance of trying to win the rest of the games in WSL to see how much pressure we can put on those positions.
Can I also just on a completely different note ask about how hard a conversation is it with Simi?
Yeah.
About 10, 11 minutes on
Yeah, really difficult, Tom. Really difficult. So there was the break in the game where Fallon does go down, and we speak to Simi and say, look, we might be making this decision. We're looking at a couple of options, and then in the huddle at the end, I've said to Simi, I apologise. We had to make a tactical decision. I wanted to get Ziggy in. We put Simi on to be more aggressive in the attacking play. And moving Ziggy right, we needed to get Hannah on to get the balance of the wide forward. That's where they were attacking. And then putting Ziggy back into midfield with a more defensive mindset. So that was the decision, and that's from start to finish of the decision. When she came off, I apologised to her personally because it's not nice, and I don't want to do that to a player. But I also wanted to understand that it wasn't personal. It was just a moment and something that, hopefully I don't have to do again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Mark, thanks for speaking to us.
No problem.
So is that kind of a case of, putting your arm around Simi over the next few days and just being...
Yeah.
That type of management then?
I think being transparent, right? I didn't make the decision lightly. I've got to make it quickly, but I didn't make it lightly. I said to her before she goes, I want Simi to succeed at Manchester United. She's so talented, but she's got to grasp it. And I want this second part of the year for her to grasp it, especially with Tooney out, for a little bit. So I want to make sure that we give her that. And today she's going to learn from, because she's nothing she could have done. Because it was just a tactical, defensive, offensive situation. But I will address it again, and I'll lay it out to her and just be vulnerable, because I think it's part of modern day leadership.
I always asked about Hannah Lucas as well.
Yeah.
Came on and looked supremely confident at right back, and they obviously helped you secure the result. You must be really happy with how her debut went.
Both players. Obviously Leah, it was tough because she comes on and then we go down to 10, she's got to chase, but shows her work ethic. And then Hannah, I think within 2 minutes she'd done a Maradona turn, so I mean it shows the quality that she has, and I'm looking for it. She's a different type of player to Jade. We can build with different structures. She can move into midfield. She's played there with Sweden. She can be aggressive in the high phase. I'm really looking forward to the quality, but more importantly, she came in unfazed into a game where the situation wasn't ideal, and that shows a lot about the quality of her as a person as well. Thank you. All right.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, team. Good to see you all. All right, travel safe.